So this is the current state of my garage. Normally I get a Jeep in here plus my daily, my Camry. And as you can see, nothing else is gonna fit in here. There's just, it's everywhere. Everywhere. But the LS is in for now. I'm coming across some issues, getting it all tweaked out. Crap. So we weren't going to paint it white, but it ended up being white anyways. Not 100% sure if we're going to end up keeping this or getting rid of it for another fun project. Not my favorite color, but it wasn't my choice. But look, like I said in the pictures, it's got cup holders in the back. Cup holders! But it's coming along. It's taking shape. Form is happening. Parts are going on. Boxes are leaving. Hopefully by the beginning of October, this girl will be rolling out of the garage on her own 4 wheels.
Good afternoon, everybody. Today I'll do a little recap on what has gone on with this Jeep build. Dusty was injured, so I'm having to fill in for her. Otherwise she'd be turning the wrenches. What we've done so far, obviously we've done a complete repaint on it. We've installed the engine, transmission, transfer case, adapters. So we got a 6-liter LS, turbo 400 transmission, NP205 transfer case with the advanced adapters connecting everything together. Sorry, it's a big old mess trying to figure everything out, get everything ready for Trail Hero. We have RCI fuel cell. We have Caribou seats, BFG stickies, normal build stuff, but just this build is on a budget. Everything about it is budget friendly. We're trying to do it in our shop, our garage, and trying to keep everything as inexpensive as possible to show everybody that you can do, anybody can build this. As long as you have some willpower, you can do it. Anybody can do it. So it used to have different front end tube work. We've ditched it all. We decided to do hoops instead. Did Yukon gears. Just there's quite a bit of different things, but it's all on a budget. Everything is on a budget. So when we originally bought this, it was just a chassis, and we've added axles, hood, engine, transmission, all of it. Right now I'm working on the engine, trying to get the engine done, and I was told it was a rebuild, but after doing some looking, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to find out that there's a little bit of rust on the lifters. And I started looking at the valves, and of course there's a little bit of rust on the valves. So I went and I decided to do a compression check on it, and the compression was off on all of the cylinders. So today I'm going to pull the heads off and see what the inside looks like. biggest fear, especially when you're trying to get ready to get somewhere in a couple weeks and you haven't even started it up yet. So there's some concerns, there is, but we'll start ripping it apart and finding tools and see how everything looks. Hopefully everything is not bad, so all I have to do is just put new bolts on it and gaskets and throw it back together and clean it up. I doubt it will be like that, but high hopes. Okay, so I got everything unbolted. This is, in theory, recent rebuild, not a fresh, but recent, supposedly. And there's lots of rust that I'm seeing. It doesn't look like it's ever been rebuilt, in my opinion. And I mean, I have a book out here too. I mean, I'm not a professional at this. Dusty's not a professional at this. Neither one of us are. We just do this for fun. And, I mean, anybody can do this. That's the best thing about this. The only problem we had with this was we went with a Holley motor mount and thinking that we can just toss headers on the Holley ones that they made for this. Apparently I'm assuming they're discontinued because I can't get them. So then ever since then we've been searching all over trying to find the right exhaust manifolds or headers. And hopefully we get some today from Summit. That would be great. If you look in there, does this look like it was recently rebuilt? I see lots of junk in it. And this cylinder, it's got lots of gritty, really gritty. But hopefully, that's a lot. Whew. I don't know if you can hear that. Not quite sure what to do. Try to clean them up and see what I come up with. But this one's got a lot of, oh my goodness, that's a lot of junk. Well, we'll see what happens. I don't know about the other side. Hopefully the other side looks better than this. But this is what we're gonna be doing. Hopefully get it all cleaned up. Hopefully everything works good. I really don't want to pull the cylinders, pistons out, but if I have to, I will. Let's come over here. And this would be one, I believe. They all have some buildup. So I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to, that was a lot of carbon. But I'm going to go ahead and clean it up. In order to get this thing to Trail Hero, I don't think I'll have time to take it to the machine shop. So we're going to try to do it all here in the garage and get it as clean as we can. Then reinstall it and hopefully everything's good. Don't know unless you try, right? But at the same time, I don't want it to die. But what we'll do is we'll go ahead, we'll put it all back together after it's clean, and then we'll retest the compression and all that great stuff and see where we're at. Hopefully there's no issues in between the valves. I've heard many things about where they crack in between, and we definitely don't want that. That's like bad day for us. Otherwise, I'll have to go source out another set of heads, which I think I know where somebody that has a set that have been rebuilt, but they're not close. Okay, well, get back to you when I get the other side done. It's about the same as the other one. A lot of crap on the inside there. Okay, so this is prior to me touching anything in here. My hands off the wall. Okay, so damage assessment. This is what everybody gets to see. Okay, so cylinder number 2. Lots of garbage. 4. Dude, that's like a... Look at that. That's inside on the cylinder. Gross. Not sure on this cylinder wall. This one is not looking so good at all. I'm trying to see what I can do. Ugh. Alright, well, that's going to be probably it for today on this. Be back at it again tomorrow. Probably clean it up, some stuff up a little bit. Maybe clean off the heads. That's going to take a lot of time. These heads here, pretty much same thing as the pistons, just super dirty, rusty looking. I'm hoping the problem with the heads are the fact that they're just not seated in, is what I'm hoping on both sides. Now the cylinder walls, that might be a different story. Okay, since the last time you saw this, we were having a little issue. It's been about a day and a half since the last picture, at least, any of this or video of this. So since then, we put the heads back on. All of that's all great. We replaced all the intake valves because every single one of them was bad. We honed it out, put new piston rings in it, put new bearings in the crank, our connecting rod bearings. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, here's all the rings, some of these rings. Some of these ones are pretty, it's probably got a little bit of miles on it, a little bit of wear. All of our bolts. And here are some of the valves. I don't know if you can see, but that's how bad they were. Now the inside of the head looked fine. It was just the intake valves. Why it's like that? Don't know. Don't have a clue why it's like that. But overall, pretty much it's a brand new engine. See, we got the dash kind of done. We went with an autometer cluster setup and just some generic GPS gauges. But it's getting there slowly. So hopefully next time you see it, it will be completely done. I think we'll probably end up taking it down to Trail Hero, but there's still that little chance that something might come up. Still waiting on the 1410 yokes for the front and rear. Hopefully that's here in the next week. Driveline should be done in the next week also, and we should have the seats and all that stuff, this stuff all cleaned out. Hopefully the wiring sorted out. This is going to be our biggest challenge, is wiring for the engine. Just a micro squirt. Thing is, I've never messed with them before, so this is a first for me. So we will hopefully get that thing figured out. That's going to be the only thing that would stop us from going, is that computer right there. But yeah, I'll do an update once we get the radiator and whatnot pulled out of the boxes, because there's still a few boxes left. Got electric radiator, electric fan, aluminum radiator. We have our intake sitting off over there. The seats, some brackets for the seats. exhaust manifold still to put on. So there's not too much. The biggest worry I had was the engine, and that's always also Dusty's worry. But we were able to get it all honed out. Some people would disagree with honing. Just, it should have just went probably to the machine shop. Sure, it could have. But we're just trying to see what we can do. If it works out, great. If not, then if we have to send it to the machine shop when we get back, then so be it. It's part of having fun. Building cheap rigs are things on a budget, really, not necessarily cheap. Can be challenging. But this is just to prove that, hey, you know what? You can do it. Anybody can do this. As long as you have, ambition, a garage, some tools, you can go to your local auto parts store if you don't have the tool, and you can rent it. And it's pretty much, you're renting it, but you get your money back at the end, so it's pretty much free. But yeah, no, we sourced all of our stuff from like O'Reilly's or whatever. But yeah, no, it's overall it's getting there, I think. Still go by the book. There's a lot of stuff I couldn't remember when I put this back together. It's been quite a while since I've rebuilt an LS. So I just had to double check, make sure I'm doing it right, all the torque specs. Oh, and make sure you put your bearing caps on the correct way. I had a problem and it locked up the whole engine, didn't know what it was for a day. Just because one bearing cap was backwards, I couldn't turn the motor over. So make sure when you take them off the correct way, put them back on the same way. Everything you take out, put it back the same way as you got it. Same position, everything. It'll just save yourself a lot of headaches. But other than that, we'll get back to you once we get the rest of this stuff done.
So welcome back to the TJ. It has been several months. We were hoping this thing was going to be ready by Trail Hero. It was not. Parts didn't come in, things got on back order, other things happened, and it stayed in Oregon while the Cherokee went to Trail Hero. So now that it's been several months later.
It's been a few months.
It's several months later. We finally got a chance to get it put together, and hopefully it's going to start up. We're going to see if it's going to start today. So
we've already primed the engine. Everything's been set up on the engine. It's all been, we've gone through it and checked everything and primed it.
I didn't check everything on.
I went through, I checked everything, primed everything, made sure everything was looking good. We still have power steering, the hydro steer to hook up. We still have the radiator to hook up. We still have hoses to run. But
the important things are hooked up. It's ready to go. Fingers crossed. We are going to get it going. And then it's just the little stuff after that. Just all little bits and pieces to go in.
Yeah, it's just like what brake lines I think we have. You get a rear axle yoke got to put on. Just little things. It's just a lot of, it's little things, detail things, and we'll have it done. So if you want to go ahead and
take a look at.
I mean, really,
this thing was a pilot.
There's still stuff we have to do. We still have to mount the AFR. We still have to pull this steering wheel out, put the new one on. Just lots of little things.
Little details that don't matter right now.
Yep. Right now, all that matters is to make sure it starts. So there's stuff that's not complete. So if you see stuff, it's just it'll be cleaned up when it's real quick. So if you want to go ahead and try.
Ready? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Ooh. A little spicy. Okay.
Try again?
Try it again. happy?
Our neighbors are gonna freaking hate us. Because literally their bedroom's right there. Out that window. Probably should have opened up. Oh, I guess we couldn't open up the back door because it would have made it louder in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
You're welcome, old neighbors
Yep.
that we live next to.
Hey, you know what? It runs. Drive lanes aren't quite hooked up yet. That was another issue we had when we went to before Trail Hero. Drive lines, they weren't done. So it was on them. Apparently their drive line guru got COVID, so they had to wait.
Freaking COVID.
So
Ruined the whole world.
yeah. So it's just kind of, that was a lot. Yeah.
But it runs?
It runs. So hopefully next time we see this out, it will.
Maybe, just maybe, might be in Easter Jeep Safari.
Well, that's maybe if everything goes right, and if we're really lucky.
But we're banking on the Cherokee, the good old XJ, to save the day.
If we're really lucky, we might have something else planned. It might be a little cold.
Oh,
But
yeah,
I
like
don't
you
know.
pull for.
No, not there. There's somewhere up in Washington, maybe. I don't know if it plans if it works out.
But yeah. So it runs. Let's call this one a wrap because it smells real bad in this garage because
Yeah.
it is not airing out.
That's all closed up. So.
Whoo-wee. That's rich.
All right.
But yay, TJ, almost done. Bing.
Yeah.
And cut. What? TJ, engine, start. Day one. Take one. Engine start. Shaky, 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 shaky. Oh, you're holding it so I can. Do you see all my chubbiness and all of its glory? That battery's gonna die.
It's in